Good day again, everybody. Murray here. So, what do you do when things don't work out the way you planned, or when things are a little chaotic? Renovation time at our friend's house. There are a couple of different things to keep in mind. There is an amazing teacher named Peter Crone, and he has a saying, I'll paraphrase, something like, everything worked out just the way it was supposed to because that's the way it did. And there is no changing that. How things happened is how things happened. For those of you who don't know, my friend Derek and I, we tried to do a go live today, getting us both on, spending some time with all of you in person, live, maybe not in person, but we couldn't get the tech to cooperate. So what were the choices? The choices were to be pissed off, frustrated, upset, disappointed, and there was a few moments where I was all of those things, but that is okay. And it is okay to express that, but it is not okay. It is not healthy to live in that spot. Your environment and the things that happen to you can be crazy. They can be chaotic. They can be unpredictable. But you can have a solid core where you are unshakable. And that's one of the first things that I do with any of my coaching clients is we create a safe space. And it can be a memory. It can be something that we create together. It can be something that you imagine. It's a place where you feel ultimately safe and at peace. It can be make-believe. Like I said, it can be a memory. It could be lots of different things. But healing only takes place from safety. And safety can happen regardless of what is going on around you. And I'm talking psychological, mental safety. You still got to be careful. You still got to be cautious. I'm not advising people to go out and do crazy things, although some people love to go out and do crazy things, and that's absolutely fine too. But you can develop a state of mind and a state of heart where, regardless of circumstance, regardless of unexpected things happening, regardless of plans not working out, if the way that you thought they should, and it's stepping back from the judgment of that. Derek and I, we had a conversation after, and we tried, we did a thing, it didn't work the way that we had planned, but we both agree that it worked out the way that it was supposed to. And we will figure it out, and we will do what needs to be done. And if that doesn't work, then we can try something else again. But we'll figure it out. But we didn't let what happened today dictate our view on the world. And so often that's what happens. One thing or two things or several things can go crazy. And we start in our brains start to say, oh, well, that's the way the world is, or that's just the way it always is for me. And it's going to be like this forever. And that is the beginning of depression. When we ruminate on negativity or on what we perceive as negativity, which is just a judgment, we could have just as easily laughed it off. And I'll tell you, we did laugh afterwards. We had a good chuckle at ourselves. And that doesn't mean we weren't grateful, and that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate all the people that popped in to try to share this experience with us. But it was an empowering thing to let the situation be what it was. And I'm not saying that we didn't try, and I'm not saying that we didn't make every effort, and I'm not saying we didn't put in some work beforehand, but it turned out the way it turned out, and it could not have turned out any other way. So what is the point in pouring all kinds of negative mental energy into it and making it like, okay, well, that is what the rest of my life is going to be like? Because it's not, my friends, it's not. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have things that work out exactly as you imagined. You're going to have things that don't work out as you imagined at all, or don't work out, period. But there will always be something amazing down the road. There will always be something to balance that. And if you can stay balanced in your own mindset, in your own heart set, and in your own energy and thinking, you got the game won already. Regardless of circumstance, regardless of past, regardless of future plans, you've got the game won. And that is what I desire for all of you. That is what I strive towards myself. Like I said, that's a huge part of what coaching does. Is it doesn't make your life perfect, but it can make you view your life in a way that is perfect regardless of circumstance. And that doesn't mean you don't feel sadness. That doesn't mean you don't feel loss. It doesn't mean you don't get frustrated. But it can mean that you can experience all of those emotions without living there. So that's my advice to you today, is as things come up in your life that were unexpected or didn't turn out with the way that you wanted, it's not the end of the effing world. And it is so easy to get sucked into that swirling whirlpool of emotions. And that's what leads to anxiety and depression. And you anticipate that the next thing is going to go wrong, and the next thing is going to go wrong, or what could possibly go wrong. And you're always in that hyper state of self-preservation that keeps your adrenal system and all your brain chemicals constantly looking for the next thing that's dangerous, or the next thing that's scary, or the next thing that's unanticipated, or the next thing that's frustrating, as opposed to, you know what, I had an experience, and we had an experience that was not what we anticipated, but it is the experience that we had. And now we can move on to the next experience. And the next one will be better. And if it's not, then the next one after that will be better. But just remember that where you are at right now, regardless of the chaos, and sometimes you go through chaos, like a renovation, where, I mean, a mental, let's use that as an analogy, where you have to rebuild or redecorate or redesign your mindset, and that can feel chaotic as well. But don't let that stop you from doing it. Don't let that hold you back from the promise of fantastic experiences and from fantastic learning experiences. And just imagine for a second what it would be like, regardless of what happens to you, that you can sit and experience the emotions, let them go, let go of the judgment, and just be at peace no matter what. That is the goal of life. That is, especially while we're in this time of global transition and uprisings and people's rights being taken away or threatened to be taken away. What if in the worst possible circumstances, and if you look at all the great political and spiritual leaders in the world, they have been able to do that. They have been able to maintain their center. They have been unshakable when the world around them is shaking and going crazy. And we can all attain that. We can all achieve that. And that is, like I said, that's one of the greatest gifts and the greatest goals of coaching. And as things happen, if you haven't dealt with your trauma, you're going to get triggered, remember. But you don't have to stay there. And that healing can happen as well. So much love to you all. I want to thank you again to everybody who tuned in with Derek and I today, and for your support and for your love and for your encouragement and for your understanding, and for many of you, your sense of humor, which, if you can't laugh at yourself, how the hell are you going to laugh at someone else? No, that's not how it goes. But it's the same principle, right? It's the same principle. We always want to laugh at others, but when shit happens to us, we're a little bit more defensive. Laugh at life. Laugh at the chaos. Laugh at the confusion. Laugh at the mistakes and learn from them and grow from them. And the mistakes can be the catalyst for that internal growth, that internal fortitude that you're looking to develop. And that can be a learning experience. We can also learn from joy, and we can also learn from things working out smoothly, and we can also learn from happiness. I am not one of those people that subscribe to, we only learn from pain. We can learn from pain. We can learn equally as well from joy. We can learn equally as well from love. We can step into that power and control that we can control, which is our mindset, which is our heart set. And I encourage you all to do that as you face your day, today, tomorrow, the next day. And remember, we're always here as coaches, Derek and I, to either or both. That's the magic part. Actually, they're both magic. To support you. And that is what we do. That is what we do professionally. And that is what we do personally. The growth of the self, or the rediscovery of the self, is a process that can go on and on and on. And there reaches a point where, when you talk about enlightenment, many of us have had those little moments. There does reach a point in our development, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, where you can stay there, where you can stay in that love place permanently. But right now, like I said, shit's gonna happen. It's okay. Cry, laugh, scream, whatever you need to do to get it out of your body, and then laugh it the F off, because life is funny and there is joy in the unexpected. There is joy in the unplanned for. There is joy in the mistakes that happen in life. And there is learning in all of it. I love you all. I wish you all an incredible day today. And regardless of what's going on in your life, just remember, you do have the power within your mind. It is something that can be trained and taught and nurtured and developed, that can keep you smiling through the tears even. And isn't that just a beautiful thought of a place to be, where no matter what, you have that unshakable core. Be unshakable today, my friends. Enjoy the ride. It's ups and it's downs and it's twists and it's turns. And that is both the mystery and the power and the fun of the journey. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.